Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Wildland. And I was lucky enough to finally get a chance to watch this film through my DVD movie club through Film Movement. And this is a Danish film from director Jeanette Nordahl and focuses on Ada, who is a young woman whose mother tragically dies in a car accident, moves in with her aunt and cousins. And, you know, it's a very loving home, and you can feel that love and affection at the start. And then you realize they're doing some things outside of the house that are a little seedy, a little criminal, and a little messed up. And you definitely see some of the cracks in this, not quite facade, but like there's love there, but like there's a darkness behind all of this. And that's the interesting thing that Nordahl's able to do in this film, is balance that like very intimate kind of feel of this film where you put yourself out there like an open nerve, where it's like you feel the love and the affection and it's very poignant. And then when it goes sour, you feel that too. There's a couple moments where you have the aunt in the film straight up slapping child. And it's just like, whew. And it was like a hard slap. And you see that as well as things are starting to crack in terms of Ada's relationship with her family as well. Because Ada witnesses some horrible things along the way. These criminal acts that happen with her family. And she's forced to think about, like, do I support and stick and stand by my family, or do I do the right thing and try to make sure that the people get justice for this horrible things that are going on? And you start to see the cracks, you start to see the consequences of these actions. And that's one of the things that this film does not pull punches on, is showing the consequences of the criminal acts that these characters get into. So there's weight here. And you can feel that in the atmosphere that Nordahl creates. There's something poignant and tense and suspenseful in it. You could feel that. And it shows very, very well in this film. And this has a very raw and intimate feel to it in general. It's well shot. There's one particular scene that I remember. You have Sandra Guldberg Kampp, who plays Ada, who has a very emotional moment, connecting with another character, and you feel the emotion, you feel the sadness, you feel the tears coming down, and you have those like visceral slaps from the aunt, played by Sidse, Babett, Knudsen, and you can feel like the impact there, because you could feel there's a passion behind them, there's a feeling behind them. And this film, from the very start, where you have this tragedy that sets this tone, all the way up until the end, where it's more tragedy, but maybe some hope, but like hope wrapped in some despair. And that's the kind of feeling that this film gives you, is like that like distant feeling of hope and maybe life and new things that are good on the horizon. Which you have Carla Roeder, who plays Anna, who's a big character in this film. She goes through it as well, and there's some things that happen to her as a character that she has to process, and that's leading all the way up to the finale of this film, that kind of leaves you on a sense of like struggling to feel exactly how you need to feel about this film when you leave it, because there's a very complicated and duality to the positives and the negatives, the light and the dark of this situation and what's happening here. And in the end, I feel like Wildland is an impactful and emotional and poignant and impactful Danish film here that really leaves you out there hanging in the wind to take on the brunt of a pretty emotional narrative here in this film. But those are my thoughts on Wildland. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.